All right, how's everybody doing today? Just wanted to go over a couple of things, a couple of thoughts that I had over this last week. Number one, most importantly, on last week's team meeting, I had a back and forth with Paul, and I was thinking that real estate agents could go and solicit sellers on the mortgage side, and that's just flat wrong. So I'm a mortgage guy. I'm not a real estate agent. And so I don't know all their different rules, but apparently you can't even solicit a listed house seller for Girl Scout cookies. Like it doesn't matter what you're selling them, you as a real estate agent are not allowed to solicit them. So I wanted to correct that mistake that I made on last week's call, and I'll reiterate that on next week's call as well, because I want to make sure that that gets out. And so we understand how to play the game. And so what I really was, and I thought I was going to do this a couple days ago when I had the epiphany of some of the advantages that we have here versus some other lenders, right? So I came from Nexa. And when I was going after real estate agents to become duly licensed to share some commission with them, I noticed I had competitors doing very similar things at Better Mortgage and at New American Funding. And I primarily wanted to talk about the Nexa and New American Funding. The way that they are going after real estate agents, in my opinion, is better than Better Mortgage. So I'm trying to take the best things that exist, and then I wanted to explain how Hoot is better than all of those. So point number one, those other companies are going to real estate agents and saying, hey, real estate agent, if you get your mortgage license, then we'd be able to make an agreement where you refer me the deal and I'll be able to pay you 50 basis points on the deal. Now, obviously, that's not how it works. What they're doing is they're making the real estate agent the loan officer, and then we would be the loan officer assistant doing all the work. But that way, they're able to take the compensation as the loan officer. They have to do minimum requirements, send the application to the borrower and, answer a call if somebody has a question and show up to closing. It's like really minimal stuff that they're kind of doing anyway, right? And so it does make sense for real estate agents to get duly licensed in the capacity of making more commission per deal that they get. All right. So now what's the difference at Hoot versus some of these other places? And I wanted to bring up our downline. One second. All right. So I wanted to bring up just kind of a simple downline to talk about the differences, because New American Funding and Nexa both have downlines that they're offering these real estate agents in addition to the basis points that they're offering. And that's why I think they do a better job than Better Mortgage, which I'm not familiar with Better Mortgage, but I don't believe that they have a downline opportunity. But I wanted to just start right head on with the 50 basis points. Now, as you all know, being a part of Hoot, what we're making on our deals, depending on which plan we choose, is somewhere around 200 basis points. And we also know if we send a loan to the transition desk, that we get half of the commission. So that would be, right around 100 basis points on this deal. So right off the bat, for the real estate agent to jump over here as a newly licensed loan originator and they refer the mortgage, they are getting 100 basis points rather than 50. So that in of itself doubles the other offers in the marketplace. So we have a really good model for what these other places are saying that they're doing so great. We're just doing it twice as better. It's not a little bit better. It's twice as good, just on the initial per deal basis. But then I wanted to get into the downline differences. And on the downline differences, I'm going to focus more on Nexa, because Nexa has a better downline model than New American Funding for the real estate agent. So I'm talking about what's the most competitive thing that we have to compare to the marketplace. And here I think we win as well. So at New American Funding, in order to unlock your second line or your third line, you need to recruit like 7 or 10 people or something like that on your first line. And so if you at New American Funding, if you bring on like 5 or 6 people and they refer additional people, that second line pays you nothing. So where does that money go? It goes to New American Funding, right? And so it's a great model for New American Funding that you're going to probably, most people, just because you're going to run out of people, you'll refer some friends over. You might get 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever people over. They might refer some of their friends over, and you're making some overrides on your direct referrals, but you're doing a really good service for New American Funding, not as good of a deal for you. All right, so I wanted to just point that out. And then Nexa does a better job than New American Funding. Let me take that back a second, because I don't know if New American Funding requires each downline member to close a loan every month in order to unlock the lower levels. So they might literally just say, bring on these people, and it's just by bringing somebody on, whether they do business that month or not, it unlocks your next level. The way Nexa does it is they have to close a loan every month in order to unlock that lower level. And their number is smaller. Instead of 7 or 10 to unlock your second level, you need 5 on your first line, all closing a loan. So even if you have 3 people that close 10 loans combined and you have 2 people that didn't close anything, you didn't unlock the second level. Each one of them has to close a minimum of 1 loan, or that money just goes up to Nexa. Great deal for Nexa, not as good of a deal for you compared to what we have to offer. So what I like to say about our downline is, what you see is what you get. And that's a huge differentiator between these other companies and us, because we don't lock any level, right? There's nothing to unlock. We're not trying to take money away from the originators in a backhanded way like these competing companies do. So if you bring on 1 or 2 or 3 people and you don't have enough to unlock lower levels at the other companies, but let's say those 1, 2, or 3 people are really good at recruiting, and they bring in a whole bunch of people, and that creates a lot of closings that would be override commissions for either you or the company. Well, for here, what you see is what you get. If it's in your downline, you get it. There's no unlocking. So I think that's a key thing to point out. But then I want to stress back to the beginning of what I'm saying here is the other companies, and I think it's a compelling offer. If you pull out a calculator and you look at what you as a real estate agent are leaving on the table by not taking their 50 basis points or our 100 basis points, and again, what's a basis point? So you figure, what's your loan size? Average loan size might be around 400,000. And then you take that times 0.01 is 100 basis points. So on that deal, you're going to make $4,000 here extra over and above your real estate commission, or $2,000 there. And $2,000 is nothing to sneeze at. They're doing, I think, a good thing for real estate agents. It's just we're doing a deal that's twice as good on the upfront payment, and the downline, it's what you see is what you get. So you can refer other real estate agents to get them duly licensed into your downline, help them in your offices. Everybody's struggling right now. So help your real estate agent friends, invite your loan officer friends to come participate over here at Hoot. Now, if they're a loan officer only, then they have additional things that they can do that you cannot do as a real estate agent, where we can go and solicit both listed homes and for sale by owners. Now, you as a real estate agent, you obviously can solicit for sale by owners, but what we're doing is we're putting these signs up in people's yards. Let me pull it up here. Image of yard signs. So this is just an example. I'm not sure if I can make it larger. And it's, it doesn't look exactly right, but we're going to have our mascot, the owl, holding up a sign, and it's just a yard sign. And it's going to have a QR code and a web address for people to go and apply for a mortgage through your exclusive personal URL. And you also have your phone number there where they're going to be able to reach out to you. But we're going to be talking about this house that's for sale qualifies for massive savings for you, the buyer. And that's where Hoot has a massive value proposition for the marketplace. And this is going to generate a lot of business for loan officers. So there's a good opportunity for real estate agents, whether they're struggling or not. They could come over here and still do much better on the loan officer side than on the real estate side, because we are a marketing company. And really, what is a loan originator or a real estate agent? We're just trying to get deals. But now, if you join Hoot, if you team up with Hoot, we are getting deals with you and for you. And we're making it so much easier to do your job. The hardest part of our job is getting deals. We make that a lot easier here. You're going to do a lot more transactions. And in my estimation, you're going to be making a lot more money here than you would be with any of those other companies. I hope you found this helpful. Feel free to comment below, ask questions, poke, prod this. I invite you to stop by any of my Q&As. I do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at noon Central at talkwithkenny.com. Brings you right into my Zoom room. Bring all of your questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. But pick this apart, see if this might be right for you or right for your friend that's a real estate agent, and see if you might be a blessing in their lives to help them make ends meet a lot better, and let them bring their career to new heights, get them flying, as I like to say here at Hoot. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk with you soon.